Welcome back, Rankers. Google this week has announced that rich snippets are to go international. Now, you may remember some months ago we did talk about rich snippets, and basically this is an effort for Google to be providing more information about the target page within the search results themselves. It's based on an algorithm that was developed several years ago that Google went and bought. But basically, and this will only suit certain types of web pages. But if, for instance, you have a website devoted to recipes, and if there are some consistent parameters around each entry around the recipe, like people who have voted on that particular recipe, whether they think it's good or bad, whether there's a photograph with every recipe entry, those sorts of things. If there's some consistent parameters around each entry, you'll be able to start to use these rich snippets. And Google's saying they're providing it's going to be very suitable for sites with things like people profiles, reviews, videos, events, and recipes. And they've even got a testing tool. So the idea would be is that when you went and typed in pavlova recipe into Google, and for those of you who don't know what a pavlova is, you're probably not Australian, but Google it. It's really good. It's cooked egg with cream, and sometimes fruit. True, and a bit of sugar. But you type in pavlova recipe, rather than just see these nondescript sort of entries here and a few images, you will see an entry with a lot more information about that, providing there's a site, of course, that matches it. And I would suggest that masterchef.com.au may be one that may want to implement this, because at the moment they don't rank for yes they do, right down the bottom there, pavlova recipe, but and they've also taken out an ad here in case you don't know. MasterChef is a bit of an Australian phenomenon for TV anyway. They're on, I think, 8 nights a week at the moment. There's a lot of MasterChef shows on anyway. But that's what rich snippets are and how they'll be used. And the other big news that happened this week is that Facebook have ditched the Become a Fan button. That's not easy to say this time of morning. And they've replaced it with the like button. Now, this may seem a subtle change, but it's actually quite a massive one. A couple of reasons is that it's much easier to like something than have to become a fan of it. So you can just go and like something, but the difference is this time it's going to get integrated into your permanent profile, which means that it can be targeted by advertisers. So an advertiser, for instance, will be able to say, show me anyone who's ever liked a particular subject matter or website even, because what Facebook's allowing now is for you to put these like buttons on your own website. And I've seen them spring up all over the place just in the last few days. It's been quite amazing. So a lot of people are getting on board on that. And whilst we're still on Facebook, I want to talk a little bit about how social and search integrate. And I know I've got some flack on this before, but this is a campaign being done by a colleague of mine, Alex, at Holler, and known Alex for several years. And Holler is a great little agency, or there might be a big agency now in Sydney. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been up there to see Alex anyway. But basically, they're doing this great Facebook campaign. They've got a great Twitter campaign going on as well. This is for the brand Razzmatazz. And what was interesting, I was having a look at the campaign and what Holler was up to. And so I was interested in finding out, what does that do to the brand in search? You go and type the brand into Google Insights for search, and we can see here that for the last 12 months, the search volume has been relatively stable. But as soon as that social media campaign started, the search for that phrase has gone through the roof. Now, the reason for that is pretty obvious. It can be parents, because it's that particular campaign is, I don't know what the demographic is, but they look young. And it could be parents trying to search for what is this competition that my daughter's sending photos in for. It could be other kids looking for that competition. But whatever it is, as soon as you start to a bit of interest in a particular topic, people are going to search for it because they don't know the exact web address or Facebook page or whatever it was that initiated that interest. So they'll go and Google it. And that's how search and social media work together. Now, the same can be said if you're doing press releases, if you're doing radio advertising, if you're doing anything that is putting ideas or key phrases into people's minds, and then they have to go and find a web address for it. They're going to Google it. And even the other day, I was at the ATM, and there were some ads pre-rolling and post-rolling my transactions for websites that the banks were obviously trying to do a particular campaign around. Now, I've got no idea what the websites were, but if I had been left with a key phrase, and if I had have been at all interested in what they were talking about, I would have Googled it, and I'm sure people are already Googling those sorts of things now if they're interested in that sort of thing. So whatever promotion work that you're doing, make sure that you rank for the key phrases around that particular campaign, whether it be PR, advertising, whatever. And that is it for today's show. Now, if you do have any other questions that I can't get to in the show for whatever reason, then all you have to do is go to our fan page, and you don't even have to become a fan, you just have to like us. So, like us, please. You just go in and like away, and then you can put up any SEO question you want, and we will get the staff to answer it. So it's free SEO advice. I think that's pretty good. Tell your friends, get them to like it, put it in your permanent profile. Thanks very much. See you next week. Bye.